We'll discuss now next OOPS concept, that is nothing but that is nothing but encapsulation. Okay, that is nothing but what here? Encapsulation. Now try to understand, sir, what is an encapsulation, sir? What is the purpose of that encapsulation? Okay, what is an encapsulation and what is the purpose of that encapsulation? Okay, so first thing, sir, what is an encapsulation, sir? Okay, so encapsulation is nothing but here, okay, combining or merging, okay, now combining or merging. Otherwise, I'll simply say grouping the grouping the grouping the data members and grouping the data members and corresponding function members. Okay, corresponding function members into single unit. Okay, try to understand here what I am saying now here. Okay, the grouping the data members and corresponding function members into single unit is known as what, sir, here? Encapsulation. Okay, tell me, what is an encapsulation here? The process of grouping the data members. What is meant by data members? Non-static variables or static variables. Corresponding the function members. Function members is nothing but static methods or non-static methods. Okay, so here the concept is encapsulation is nothing but the process of grouping the, okay, now try to understand here, the process of grouping the data members and the corresponding function members into single unit. That is nothing but what's are here? Encapsulation. Okay, now so try to understand here. For example, if you are getting like a cold, so here if you go to medical shop, here we will get one medicine. Okay, so try to understand here. So like that, here we will get one medicine, right? So here, so like that, here we'll get one medicine, right? So, so in that medicine also, here we have like a two groups, right? Say yes or no, sir. In that medicine also, like a that medicine is also having like a like the medicine is grouping the two types of like a medicine, right? So try to understand here, we have like a something, one color is like a yellow color and another one color is there. What is the color now? Like orange color, right? Yes. Something, some colors. So here try to understand now here what we are doing now here, that yellow color medicine and orange color medicine. We are grouping the two medicine into single capsule. Say yes sir, no sir. We are grouping the two medicine into single capsule, one capsule. Okay, no, so here we are grouping the data or not, sir? Here, okay, grouping the data into single capsule. Okay, that is nothing but encapsulation. Encapsulation. Okay, now tell me what is meant by encapsulation here? The process of grouping the data members and corresponding function members into single unit. Okay, now try to understand. Okay, sir, that very good. Now try to understand. For example, I'm going to take, for example, one student is there. Try to understand. That student is having some data, like a data members, right? Data members is nothing but like a variable. So, for example, here I'm writing. Okay, for example, student, right? So, for example, here I'm writing string name. Okay, here I'm writing student name. Next, after that, here int roll number, string name, int roll number. Next, after that, here uh, study. Tell me some other thing. A section, right? So here intersection. So like that here. So for that student here, I'm taking the data members. Okay, data members is nothing but roll student name, Student roll number, student section. Okay, so these are the data members. Now my concept is what here? I want to write the corresponding function members also, right? So function members is nothing but what here? So public void. For example, students will do like a eating. Say yes or no, sir. Okay, eating. Next after that here. Okay, next after that I'll go through that some other methods also. Eating. Next I'll go through that public void eating. Next after that here, for example, studying. Okay, for example, studying. Next after that here, playing games also, public void studying. So say yes or no, sir, here. So like that here we have. Okay, are you able to understand what I'm saying now here? So now try to understand here, these all are the what here. Okay, now this is 1 minute, right? Okay, this stuff. Okay, this stuff is nothing but what here? Data members. Then what about this stuff here? Corresponding function members. Okay, now. So now here we are grouping these data members and corresponding function members into single unit. Okay, now for example, class student. Okay, now here I am writing what's are here? Class student. Now tell me here, this is an encapsulation or not, sir? Here we are grouping the data members and corresponding function members. Say yes or no. These all are the data members and these all are the function members. So like that here, grouping the data members and corresponding function members is nothing but encapsulation. Okay, now there is nothing but what here? Encapsulation. Okay. Okay, done. Now here, so for example, here I'm writing here, class is an encapsulation component or not, sir? Here, yes. So class is an encapsulation. Okay, encapsulation component. Okay, now class is an encapsulation component. And previously we have seen one stuff that is nothing but what? So first here we have to create one Java project. In that the Java project here we have packages, right? Say yes or no, sir? So still now we know only one concept, that is nothing but classes. Okay, inside the package what we are going to create now? Classes, right? So not only classes are here, we have another one concept is there, that is nothing but interfaces. Inside the package we can create interfaces also. Okay, now so tell me now here, inside the package we can create interfaces also. So tell me, inside the package we are grouping the what we are grouping now? The package is a grouping of classes and interfaces. Now tell me, package is also encapsulation component or not, sir? Here, yes, class is also an encapsulation component. Next, after that, here we have like a package. Package is also an encapsulation component. Okay, now so class is an encapsulation component. Grouping the grouping the variables and variables and methods. Okay, are you able to understand, sir, what I am saying now here? Okay, sir, done. Encapsulation is nothing but grouping the data. So now tell me, what is the what is the advantage of encapsulation? What is the purpose of encapsulation? Why we have to use the encapsulation? Okay, now try to understand here the advantage of encapsulation. Okay, the advantage of encapsulation is not the advantage of encapsulation is data hiding, sir. Okay, now what is the advantage of encapsulation here? Data hiding, sir. What is meant by data hiding, sir? Immediately you may ask, what is meant by data hiding? So data hiding is nothing but, so inside a class I am creating one variable, but for example that variable outside person should not access. So tell me, that variable how we can declare now? Outside person should not access. Only in that class only we have to access. So for that here we have to declare the variable as private. So for example, I am declaring one variable as private. So outside person can't access directly. Say yes or no. But I have to provide the access. Outside person should access. But that also only like a not a direct way. Indirect way I have to provide. Okay, now are you able to understand what I am saying now here? Okay, how we can achieve the data hiding, sir? Is nothing but, okay, try to understand here. Okay, data hiding is nothing but, sir, how we can achieve the data hiding is nothing but, we can achieve the data hiding. We can achieve the data hiding by declaring the variable as a private. If you declare the variable as a private, so outside person can't access. But here now try to understand now, private variables private variables, okay, private variables we can access, okay, we can access within the class, okay, now we can access within the class, okay, outside persons, otherwise outside other classes can't access directly, okay, now other classes can't access directly, but here we can access with the help of getter and setter methods, okay, now getter and setter methods, okay, in that Java here we have two types of methods is there. First method is getter method. Next, the second method is what here? Setter method. Okay, in Java here we have two types of methods is there, getter methods and setter methods. We can achieve this encapsulation by using what are here? Getter methods and the setter methods. Okay, now. So first, if you declare variable as a private, outside persons can't access directly. But here, we can access, okay, but I mean, simply I'm saying outside persons can access with the help of what are here? Getter methods and setter methods. Okay, now are you able to understand, sir, here what I'm saying now here? So tell me what is the data hiding here? So tell me what is the data hiding here? Okay, private members can't access directly, but here we can access with the help of getter methods and setter methods. Now immediately, sir, what is meant by getter methods, sir? Okay, na getter methods or getters. So what is the purpose of getter methods, sir? Is nothing but here getter methods is used to fetch. Getter methods is used to fetch or retrieve the value. Okay, now what is the purpose of getter method, sir? Getter method is used to fetch or retrieve the values. Next, after that, here the second method is there. What is the second method now? Setter methods. Sir, what is the purpose of the setter method, sir, here? Okay. Now tell me, getter method is used for what here? Getter method is used to fetch the value, right? So same thing, what's the purpose of setter method? Setter method is used to set the value. Okay, now setter methods is used to set or provide the value. Okay, now set or provide the value. Okay, now try to understand after that here what I am saying now here. Getter method will have, okay, getter method will follow return type as per data type. Okay, now so now try to understand here, getter method will follow return type as per what's are here? Data type. What about the setter methods are here? Okay, now there is no return type for setter method. There is no return type. There is no return type for what's are here? Setter method. Okay, right. Are you able to understand what I'm saying now here? Setter methods, there is no return type. What about getter method here? Getter method is return type based on the data type. Right? So this is the story about what's are here? Getter methods and the setter methods. Now can we write one simple program for this? Say yes or no, sir. Okay. Okay, then we'll write one simple program. Understand here in that I'm going to create one class here. Right click, new. Here I'm creating one class. Right click, new class. So for example, here I'm creating sample class, one class I'm creating. Okay, sample, one class here I'm creating. In that sample class, okay, in that sample class, now try to understand here. In that sample class, I'm going to create one variable. Okay, for example, I'm creating the variable is uh, int int, okay, a is equal to something 10, a is equal to 10, just one normal variable I'm creating. Okay, this variable outside persons can access or not, sir, here? Happily we can access, otherwise try to understand here. I'll create another one class here. I'm going to create another one class demon. So I have created one class. Okay, in that class I'm going to create one variable. Int a is equal to 10 now. So I have created one variable. Say yes or no. This variable can we access in outside the class or not? Yes, happily we can access, but non-static variable. So we have to create an object. But here, okay, then we'll create that also. Otherwise, I'm going to create private first. So I'm going to create private here. So I'm declaring this variable as a private. So tell me I can access it in this class, outside the class? No. So I'm trying to execute that. Okay. I'm creating main method. I'm creating main method. In that main method, I have to create an object. So I'm creating an object. So demon. Okay, D1 is equal to, Okay, now here I'm taking demon d1 is equal to new demon. So like that here I'm creating an object. Now I want to access that variable. So for that here I'm taking system dot out dot println of system dot out dot println of d1 dot a. Okay, now I'm trying to access, but here we are getting one error. Okay, what is the error we are getting now here? Okay, java dot main dot java dot lang dot error unresolved compilation problem. The field demo.a is not visible. Okay, the field demo.a is not visible, right? So here just I'll remove this private. Now tell me, happily we can access. Say yes or no, sir? Happily we can access. Yes, we are getting. Okay, so outside I'm declaring private. So private means outside persons can access this? No, outside persons can't access, right? So okay, no problem. I'm declaring this variable private. Yes, outside persons can't access directly, right? So now try to understand here. Okay, now here outside persons can access like I want to provide. I want to provide security. How we can provide now? What I want to use now? Getter methods and setter methods. Okay, now first we'll go to the getter methods. So here I'm taking public. Okay, next what is the return type of getter method? As per data type. Now here I'm taking integer, right? So for that here I'm taking int. Okay, method name, right? So get I'm taking. Next whatever the method name you want you can take. Just here I'm taking a. Okay, get a. Okay, so return type is there. So what I want right now here? Return statement. So for that here I'm writing return a. Okay, now here I'm writing return a. I mean this variable is there, right? Okay, I want that variable. So I'm returning that variable only. Okay, whenever you are calling this method, get method, what will get the output now? What will get the output now? Whenever we are calling this get method, we'll get this a value only, right? Yes. Okay, now okay, get method we can access. Now, otherwise, I want to provide the value. Just I'm not providing any value, just I declared variable. Okay, now I want to provide the value for this. So tell me how we can provide the value? Setter methods, right? So for that here I'm creating one setter methods also. So public, what is the return type of setter? No return type means void. Next after that here I am taking set a. Okay, so return type is not there. Now try to understand when we can provide the value for this variable here. When we can provide the value for this variable. Okay, no, while we are calling setter method, right? So here I am calling the setter methods. So in that setter methods, this variable is right. In that setter method, I am creating one variable int a. Okay, I am creating one variable int a. Next, after that here, when we can provide the values for this variable, I'm asking int a. When we can provide the value for this variable? While we are calling this method. Say yes or no, sir. Okay, done. I want to call this method. This is a non-static method, right? So I want to create what? Object. So for that I am creating an object. Demon d1 is equal to new demon. Okay, demon d1 is equal to new demon, right? I am creating an object. Now I want to provide the value first. To provide the value, which method we have to call now? Setter methods, right? So setter method we have to call. So for that I am calling here d1 dot set method. Okay, d1 dot set method. So now here I am providing the value. So for example, a value I am providing 10. Okay, I am providing the value 10. So this value will store where, sir? In that int a. Okay, so whatever the value is there, this value only I want to store here. So what I want to do now? This is a local variable. This is a non-static variable. So how we can provide now? This dot a is equal to a. Okay, this dot a is equal to a. So here, while we are calling that setter method, that time we are providing the value. That value will be stored into that local variable. That local variable value I am storing in a non-static variable. Okay, local variable value I am storing in where, sir? Non-static variable. Okay, then no problem. But here non-static variable we can't access directly. But here, see that value only we are returning in one method or not, sir? Here we can't access this variable. But here we can access this method. Say yes or no. Okay. Now I want to call this get method. Whenever we are calling the getter method, what will get? What we will get that getter method? Value. Which value will get? A value. So that only right we require thing. So how to call this method? Getter method. I mean getter method return type is required. So how to call that method? Okay, very good. So whenever you want the return type, that time here we have to call system dot out dot println. Okay, system dot out dot println of next after that here non-static variable, right? So d1 dot get a. Okay, d1 dot get a. Okay, now we are getting the output or not, sir? Here, try to understand now. Yes, now we are getting the output or not. So here, try to understand private variable. We can't access directly. So for that here, what I am taking now here to access that, I am taking one getter method. That getter method, I am returning that variable only. Okay, next after that here to provide the value, I am taking that one setter method. Okay, I'm taking one setter method. Next after that here in that setter method I'm providing the value. Next in that getter method I'm accessing the value, right? Now try to understand here. Now we know at least what is getter method, setter method, how to what is the purpose of getter and setter. Now try to understand here. Okay, private data member, private variable is there. This is nothing but what, data member or not? Data member. I want to access this data member. To access this data member, private data member plus we are using what here? Corresponding methods also. Say yes or no, sir. Here we are grouping the data member and the corresponding function members also. Say yes or no, sir. This is nothing but what here? Encapsulation. Okay, this is nothing but what here? Encapsulation. Now tell me what is an encapsulation here? Encapsulation is the grouping the data members and the corresponding function members into single unit. That is nothing but what here? Encapsulation. Okay. Then what is that data hiding here? Data hiding. Data hiding is nothing but by declaring the variable as private, we can achieve the data hiding. Next, after that, here we are declaring the variable as a private. So outside the persons can't access directly. Outside class, we can't access directly. To access that here, we have to use getter methods and setter methods. Okay, indirect way we are accessing. That is nothing but what are here? Data hiding, right?